Flashy Trades. So I just want to quickly talk about how to do some market homework, and that means using a pre-market and post-market scanner to find stocks that fit your own personal criteria of what you trade. So I'm going to use two different platforms to do this. I'm going to do ThinkorSwim and Webull. My personal preference is ThinkorSwim because I think it has more information and more features, and I'm more fluent in ThinkorSwim. I use it a lot more. But Webull also has an excellent web platform, and they have a lot of information on there that's really useful if you want to get a view of the overall market. So both are good. Let's start with ThinkorSwim. Okay, right into it. So now we're looking at a scanner. I've actually set up some criteria. Of course, this is way too high, but let's say that the net change, the change in price, is at least 50 cents or something like this. So then I'm going to click in here, backspace all of this. Okay, 0.50, 50 cents, because say we're looking at penny stock, but I want to make sure the big move hasn't happened yet, so say not more than 90 cents or something like this. Okay, the volume at least 500,000, 500,000. Max is really, really high, 120 million. Okay, it's probably not even going to get there, but I just put that there. And then percentage change, maybe 5%. You can even lower it if you don't want the big move to have happened yet. 1%, 3%, maybe max 90. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I like to say between 3 and 10%. I want to get something before the big move has happened, but when there's a little bit of volume creeping into it, but not too much, because if the big move has already happened, then it's too late. So you can do that, and then of course it'll populate a list of tickers. It'll tell you how much the net change, percentage, volume, and so on. Okay, you could also go here for a scan, and these are presets that categories that ThinkorSwim offers you. I like to go to lovers and losers, and I usually do this homework pre-market for the most part, but you can also do analyst downgrades, analyst upgrades, post-market after the market closes, and pre-market. The top 10% gaining NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, all of these things, so that's helpful. You can see net loss, volatility increases, and this is great for another video that you will see from me soon by industry. So you can see where the hot sectors are, where there's a lot of movement. Last week, the electric vehicle industry was on fire. So if you wanted to look at that, you could go here and look at energy, select all energy or any equipment, oil, gas, consumable fuels. Okay, not bad. Let's see, do they have it here? Materials, industrials, aerospace. Okay, I haven't actually looked for this on ThinkorSwim before, but I will update you if I find that. Also, consumer discretionary, automobiles. It doesn't really get into specifics, so I will have to do more research on that. But there are a lot of different categories that you can use, such as utilities and IT and financials, banks, mortgages, stuff like that, capital markets, insurance, all of these things. Okay, so if you really want to get into that, I usually just go by top 10 if I'm looking for volatility or the big caps, but usually I'm using this for penny stocks. So they're small cap, and I found that recently the big caps, the pre-market session, it doesn't really tell me that much for the overall direction, because sometimes when the market opens, it totally changes, or if it was creeping up, people are locking in profits, so it'll just go down, especially with SPY these days. So pre-market for big caps is not really indicative of much these days, and neither are futures, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, so you saw how you can use the ThinkorSwim platform to look at the market in different time frames, different industries. Great. Now let's hop to Webull. So you see here, it'll tell you the direction of SPY when you go to log in, make an account. I've also included my my link down below if you want to sign up with Webull, and we'll both get free stocks, which is awesome. So let's look at SPY, the Dow Jones, and the NASDAQ. It'll tell you that. It'll tell you more about other markets, the market overview. Okay, there's all these decliners, there's a lot of gainers, advancers. Okay, then it'll tell you the top gainers in the market, the top losers, the most actives, meaning the most volume. So you saw JE, CBAT, GNUS, okay? So that's interesting. Even though they had the most volume, they weren't actually in the top gainers except with the exception of CBAT. So it's kind of interesting to see, even though there's a lot of volume, it's not necessarily a top gainer, but there's many people that are in it. So then extended hours, okay, which were the big gainers here? You can see that as well. It'll tell you IPO offerings that are coming up, the date, woohoo, great. And then it'll tell you when they filed, great. Earnings that are coming up, which is important. Sometimes, like if you forgot about it, you can just log into Webull and see, oh, who has earnings coming up, great. And then you can look at that. And dividends too. It'll tell you the amount of dividend that you receive per share and the ex-dividend date. So that's useful if you want to get some dividend-based income. Remember though, the ex-dividend date is the date of record. You actually need to have be holding that stock the day before the ex-dividend date. And now here, this is great too. It's talking about the hot industries that are in the market currently. And it's showing that there's paper packaging, renewable energy. I think this is, one of these is SUNW, okay, and then of course casinos and gaming. Penn actually did amazing this week. It was just on a steady climb up, a strong uptrend. Let's have a look at Penn. Okay. Bonus stock chart looking, yeah, so Friday it went from $62 all the way up to $69, and Penn also has options. A lot of people are bored at home doing their social distancing, and so online gambling and online gaming is doing really well. So if you want to also look at another one in the same sector, there's DraftKings. So Penn Gaming, which is more for kind of gambling and racing and stuff like that, and then DraftKings, which is for National League sports. So those are kind of in the same industry, but they target specific parts of the same industry. Yeah, so anyway, that's how to do pre-market homework, ThinkorSwim and Webull. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you. Bye.